All right, 2 minutes offense. Let's get through these quick. Not many. So George Kittle, tight end for the San Francisco 49ers, is now the highest paid tight end in football. Just inked the largest tight end deal in NFL history. 5-year, $75 million deal. Big ups to him. I don't know any more details on as far as like guaranteed money. I don't think those details have come out yet. But as soon as they come out, I'll definitely let you know in the next podcast. But, I mean, George Kittle is a monster. Definitely one of the top 2 tight ends in the NFL. Number 3 being Zach Ertz, unfortunately. But, yeah, it's Travis Kelce, George Kittle, Zach Ertz. And I think when it comes to tight ends, you want a tight end to be able to block. Kittle's freaking – that dude's physical, man. I would personally want Kittle as if I had a choice between Kittle, Travis Kelce, and Zach Ertz, unfortunately, I'm taking George Kittle, man. Dude's a monster. Dude is a flat-out beast. I don't like the 49ers, but George Kittle, you have to give him his due. The dude earned the contract and, fought for that money, man. He earned that money. That's hard money to get. And he just set the market for the tight ends. So big ups to him. Now this one's embarrassing. This one's big embarrassing. Oscar De La Hoya is set to return to boxing. What the hell is he doing? Well, I mean, he got me because I'm talking about him in my podcast, but what the hell is he doing? He's 70. He ain't 70. He's 47 years old. I mean, it's not really that old, kind of. For boxing, is very old. But as a person, it's not really that old. But he is set to return at the age of 47. He's jumped out of retirement. This is curious. I'm curious as far as the timing of this. I wonder if, Mike Tyson versus Rory Jones Jr., if that fight had anything to do with Oscar De La Hoya rethinking if he wants to stay retired. I think for Oscar De La Hoya, he's going to want to see what type of numbers that Mike Tyson and Roy Jones do, because that's going to be a big money fight. I think he wants to see how much money can that fight generate, and maybe Oscar De La Hoya does a rematch with Bernard Hopkins, or maybe he tries to bring Floyd out of retirement again. The difference is, I think where everything is at right now, I think Mike Tyson, to try to compare himself to Mike Tyson as far as what numbers can come out, Mike Tyson is driving that. Let's not get it confused. Roy Jones is not driving the pay-per-view numbers in that fight. That's Mike Tyson. He's the cash cow in that fight. Mike Tyson can fight anybody and put up some numbers. Roy Jones, he'll still get some numbers, but he ain't, the reason why people want to watch the fight is because Mike Tyson. And Oscar De La Hoya, I don't think anyone wants to watch him. I don't think he has as much power. Maybe in his prime, he was putting up, definitely in his prime, he was putting up big numbers. He was putting up Mayweather numbers until Mayweather kind of overtook him. And, I don't think that his star power is as big as Mike Tyson right now. I would take Mike Tyson's star power over Oscar De La Hoya's star power right now. So I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know what who's he expecting to fight. But I would assume it would be another person that is, when it comes to name recognition, could help him sell. So I would assume Bernard Hopkins, maybe Shane Mosley. I don't know, maybe probably not Shane Mosley. Floyd Mayweather would probably be another one. Floyd could come out the gym, whoop him easily whoop Oscar De La Hoya. Or maybe Oscar De La Hoya positions himself to fight Roy Jones if Roy Jones wins. Who knows? But he's positioning himself for a reason. And the timing, again, is very interesting because of the Mike Tyson and Roy Jones fight. Cowboys cut Gerald McCoy via injury waiver. He ruptured his right quad in practice. It was a season-ending injury. And the Cowboys waived him. Scumbags, man. Straight scumbags. I mean, Gerald McCoy was supposed to be a good signing. I thought he was a good signing for the Cowboys. Unfortunately, got injured. He's going to be out for the season. He was only on a 1-year deal. Cowboys, let him go. But I think with the injury waiver, he gets his money, or gets at least some money. But luckily for him, he doesn't have to be on a losing team. So shout out to Gerald McCoy. Hopefully he gets healthy soon. And yeah. And then lastly, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I mentioned him in my last podcast. If you did not remember, I was talking about Darian Williams, the running back for the Kansas City Chiefs, opting out of the upcoming season. I said that was going to open the door for their the Kansas City Chiefs first round running back out of LSU, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And based on what I'm hearing and what has been put out in the media, he's ripping it up in Kansas City. They're saying that he is going to be the guy. He's going to be putting up pretty big numbers for Kansas City if this season goes on. And I'm excited to see him. Some people are talking about taking him number one. I'm not going to go that far when it comes to fantasy football. I don't even know if I'm going to play fantasy football this year because of the uncertainty with the season. And if you're putting up money for fantasy football, I don't want to be putting up money for something that, anything could happen. Season can get cut short. I'm not in it for that. I want a full season, all right? This is a marathon. I don't want to be playing for like 2-3 weeks and it's playoff time. No, it's not going to happen. But Clyde Edwards-Helaire, likely to be a first-round pick for sure in fantasy football drafts because of everyone knows you draft a running back with the Andy Reid system. They put up big numbers every single time. The only problem recently in Kansas City is that Andy Reid's running backs have been getting hurt. Clyde Edwards-Helaire appears to be in good health and not injury-prone, and I think that's why they drafted him in the first round. They're looking for someone that is a consistent back that can stay healthy and deliver the goods in Andy Reid's system. And he was the first running back drafted. And, based on what we're hearing, it sounds like Kansas City made the right decision, and they're excited about him. So I'm excited to see what he could do for the Kansas City Chiefs. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button for more fire sports takes. And for those of you who are on the go, make sure you subscribe to our full show, which airs every Thursday on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and a bunch more. Until then, I'm chucking it up, and I'll see you guys next time.